Hi, I'm Fiona Hill and welcome back to Meditate with me. Today I'm going to be doing a short sitting practice meditation which is perfect for beginners. I would class a beginner as someone who either hasn't done any kind of mindfulness meditation before, any kind of sitting practice before, but also someone who maybe has tried in different ways but feels like maybe you just can't get away from the brain chatter, or you just can't find the peace that you're looking for when you try a sitting practice. So this might be for you if that covers any of your circumstances. I've got a cushion here which I'm going to use to put my hands on top of. That is optional. You can have that or not have that if you want. Sometimes I just find it useful. But you will need a chair to sit in that is comfortable for a few minutes of sitting, and that is going to support your back and support you to be sitting upright. So I'm just going to settle myself in to how I like to sit, and this is my favourite chair for my sitting practice. So I'm going to invite you to take a moment to have a wriggle and get settled in whatever chair that you're sitting in, whether you've got your cushion or not, and you're just going to rest your hands either on your cushion or on your lap in front of you, with your feet on the floor. And if it feels right for you, you can either close your eyes down, or if you don't want to do that, that's okay too. And you can find somewhere to have a soft gaze. So either way, your eyes are down, either closed or slightly open, with a soft gaze. I'm just taking one deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And before we get into the practice, I invite you to think about your intentions for this practice. So for me today, I'm bringing the intention of unfolding. That intention for me is a reminder to myself just to let this process happen, to be mindful as I am guiding you through this mindful exercise. That includes, for me, just letting the process evolve and not trying to make it anything really. I'm not trying to make it faster, slower, or kind of shoehorn anything anywhere. I'm just letting it unfold. If that also feels like an intention that would suit you at this time, then that's great. Otherwise, I would just encourage you to, if you can, try to bring a sense of openness and a sense of curiosity to this sitting practice, and just let it take you wherever it's going to take you. So during sitting practice, we are not trying to empty our minds, but what we're doing is we are guiding our attention, and what we put our attention on, we're guiding it into one place at a time. And the reason that we start with different places in the body is that if you think of meditation and mindfulness practice as a pyramid, the body is the base. Once we can focus our attention on different parts of the body, we are really setting up the base of our practice before we can take it in other directions. So, with your conscious mind and your conscious attention, I'm going to invite you to bring that conscious attention to the soles of your feet. Noticing the connection between the soles of your feet and whatever they're touching at the moment, whether it's the floor directly, a sock, a slipper. Just noticing any sensations in the feeling of the connection with the feet and whatever surface they are on. Is there any warmth there or coolness? Is there any comfort or discomfort? You might feel like your toes are still wriggling, and that's okay. Your feet don't have to be completely still if they haven't quite settled down yet. That's okay. We're just keeping our conscious attention on that connection with our feet and the floor. Feeling the weight of that contact. How does it feel? Does it feel solid and secure? Sometimes in sitting practice, we can call this our anchor. And what that might mean is, if this feels like a comfortable place for you to rest your attention and a safe place for you to rest your attention, then you can bring your attention back here anytime your mind wanders off and tries to do some thinking, which it often will, and that's absolutely fine. So during sitting practice, whilst we have our conscious mind focused on our feet, if your mind wants to take you off into a thought, we just gently steer it back to the feet. And we don't try to judge ourselves. There's no judgment for the thoughts wandering. That's exactly what our brains do. And so it's absolutely fine. We're just keeping our attention on our feet. Next, we're going to bring our attention to our contact with the chair. So perhaps it's the backs of the legs into the sit bones. Maybe it's the bottom of the back. And just noticing how the weight of our body is in the chair. You might even notice when you focus your attention on this that you feel as though you sink into the chair a little bit more, or not. You might be noticing any warmth in this contact, or any coolness in the contact. Any other sensations that come up for you. Just noticing whatever is here when you bring your attention to the contact between yourself and the chair. For me, I always notice when my body is starting to settle down, when my shoulders naturally drop. I can feel it happening now. That might not be happening for you, and that's absolutely fine. Everyone's experience is different. And I notice that my arms or my hands resting on the cushion start to feel a bit heavier. And that's when I know that my body is settling into this space. And it's okay if that's not happening for you yet. Just keeping the attention on the feeling of the contact with the seat. Next, I'm going to invite you to bring your attention into your chest area, into your heart area here. You don't need to touch the area, I'm just giving you an indication of the area that I'm speaking of. If you could bring your attention to your chest area, your sternum, and just noticing anything that's already there. If for any reason this feels uncomfortable for you, you can decide what you want to do with that discomfort. Notice any discomfort that's there and decide whether do you feel like it's safe to stay with it, or if you feel like you want to take the attention somewhere else in the body, like back to the feet or the backs of the legs, then you can feel free to do that. But if you can stick with the chest area, I'm going to linger my attention there for a little bit longer. I'm noticing that my muscles in the area feel quite tight, and my shoulders are probably a bit more forward than they ought to be. But I'm just noticing that. I'm not trying to change anything. I'm just seeing whatever is there and feeling whatever is already present. Maybe nothing. Maybe it doesn't feel like anything, and that's okay too. I invite you to be curious about whether your attention feels like it's on the outside structure of the chest, or whether your attention feels like it's on the inside structure of the chest. Again, there's no right or wrong. Just be curious about where your attention automatically goes. For me, usually my attention automatically goes to the outside, but I also can bring the attention to the inside if I want to. And I'm just going to do that now, and I'm going to bring the attention to feeling the chest from the inside. Feeling into whatever space is on the inside, whatever shape does it feel like. Just whatever sensations come up. For me, there's a sensation of warmth and also a sensation of tightness and restriction a little bit. And so I'm just observing that with curiosity, just to see what happens. If anything comes up for you that's more of an emotion than a physical sensation, that's absolutely okay. And so long as you feel safe and comfortable to keep your attention on the chest, I would invite you just to acknowledge any emotion that comes up. Acknowledge it and maybe give it some compassion. Give it a hug. Because if we can give anything that comes up for us compassion, then we are essentially giving ourselves that compassion as well. So I'm going to invite you to bring your attention back to the feeling of the feet on the floor. It might take a moment for your attention just to be guided back there by your conscious mind. Bringing your attention back to the feet on the floor. And then I invite you to bring your attention back to your surroundings. Maybe if there are any sounds that you notice first. I'm noticing the sound of the rain outside. And when it feels right for you, just slowly opening your eyes and bringing yourself back into your space. At your own pace. Listening to your body and doing whatever your body needs to do next. Maybe a little neck stretch. Maybe it's a shuffle of the shoulders. And I thank you for joining me in this sitting practice meditation. I am going to be opening my meditation membership soon, which will have direct access to me. If this is something that interests you, then feel free to put a message on this video. Otherwise, you can find me on your socials if you want to message me there. And feel free to ask me any questions about it. It will essentially be access to me twice a month on calls. We'll go through the steps together of getting your practice to a point where you are comfortable to go into your body and, you know, keep your attention in the body. So we'll go through the steps of learning how to do that before we then move on to other parts of the pyramid, so to speak. So if that is something that interests you, I would love to help you on your journey. But thank you so much for joining me for this meditation. Thanks.